putting an end to identity politics. This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.
Welcome back, everybody. Kevin Jackson here. Oh, man, we are wrapping up what I think is an amazing day in radio. I'm just speaking strictly for myself here. You be the judge. You can be the judge by contacting us at 844-551-8255 or going to KJRadio.com. We've talked about all kinds of stuff. GM, pardon me, giving 50,000 people almost 12 grand back. Why? Because of Donald Trump, baby. You know, we talked about Lady Doritos. We took caller questions. We talked about Sweden deporting the wrong dude, deporting a guy who's wanting to build a business. We talked about Joe Biden and how I believe he's in a crazy sort of way. He actually believes and sides with Trump. We talked about all the nonsense that's been going on with the FBI and what more we've learned. And guess what? Everything I've told you, I've predicted is beginning to come true. We're finding out that Barack Obama is where the buck stops. I want to see how they get themselves out of this stuff. Now we're starting to focus more on the Clintons again. The FBI informant who spent 6 years undercover documented has audio tapes exposing the Uranium One scandal. He testified. We're going to get that. Debbie Wasserman Schultz and these Awan brothers. And who knows what she was doing with those boys because they had the keys to the kingdom. What's going to come out of that? You want to know something? 10 poorest cities in America and their percentages below the poverty level. Number 1, Detroit. Oh, I know. They told you it's doing so well, right? The Quicken billionaires putting so much money into it. 32.5% of the people under the poverty level. Buffalo, New York. Buffalo? What? 29.9% under the poverty level. Cincinnati, 27.8% under the poverty level. Cleveland. What's up, Ohio? 27% below the poverty level. Miami, bienvenido a Miami. Yeah, bienvenido a Miami, my butt. 26.9% under the poverty level. St. Louis, 26.8% under the poverty level. El Paso, Texas, 26.4% under the poverty level. Milwaukee, 26.2% under the poverty level. Philadelphia, 25.1% under the poverty level. Newark, New Jersey, 24.2% under the poverty level. Do you want to know what they all have in common? I'll give you one guess. It has to do with their mayor. If you guess Democrat, ding, 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 you win. They haven't had none of these cities have had a Republican mayor since 1989. That's over 29 years. They haven't had a Republican mayor. In many cases, it goes back into the 60s and the 50s, even the 40s. I'm just telling you. But as Jacob Wall tweeted, it cracks me up to hear leftists talk about how they love and cherish American institutions. They stomped all over marriage. They stomped all over the family. They stomped all over the church and the military for years. They don't love great institutions. They love big government. And do you know what every one of those top 10 cities I just read off has in common? Big government. I'm not talking about the Fed. I'm talking about their big government, a government that is oppressive, that steps on people, that belittles them, makes them feel like they're nothing. They've ruined the schools. I'm talking about the little schools for the little children, and then they ruin the universities and colleges. Because they're building social justice warriors in a country that's got the best record of social justice in the history of man. But we're feeding this frenzy. I was on the radio the other day talking about these private schools that are contacting me saying, Kevin, will you please come in here and talk to the administration and tell them that they are not helping any kids, particularly minority kids, when they try to dumb down the curriculum, when they try to make it easier on these kids. They do them no favors. I will tell you as a matter of fact that they do black people, Hispanics, nobody, any favors. Luckily, the girls are getting out of this. I don't know how. Probably because the pendulum has swung so far for them that most of them are coming out unscathed, but they're being damaged too. The snowflake generation, I was going to say snow puff generation, is certainly out there in full force. They hate institutions. They hate marriage. They hate. Joy Reid tweeted that. After Donald Trump's State of the Union speech, she made the comment. What was it about? It was about, what did she start with? She said it was about God, not God. She said something church. Yeah, so God. Church, family, military, police, national anthem. As if those were bad things. And I said, so what? Okay, so that's what Trump's speech was about. They called it dark in some cases. It's a dark speech. What means a dark speech? Those 5 things are considered dark. Church, family, military, cops, and a national anthem. Everything that shows a pride in your country and going back to your family, and the core of that family being the church, that's what they can't stand. She was upset that that's what Donald Trump focused on in his speech. That's all it was about. Oh, well, it was also about the economy. It was also about our foreign affairs and our trade policies and bringing jobs back to Americans. I think I heard some of that too. But just the idea that that's what she focused on. Bill Mitchell said this, even on Twitter thing. He says, they block us, they censor us, they spew fake news all day, they concoct fake polls and hyperventilate with nonstop fake outrage, but we still kick their butts all day long. And he's 100% right. Unbelievable. Here's a tweet from Larry Elder. He says, the left, including Black Lives Matter and Barack Obama, used to complain about law enforcement's alleged institutional conduct. Suddenly, the same lefties believe the FBI and DOJ are above reproach. Criticizing them is an attack on democracy, they say. Really? The same people that criticize the police, by the way, go check out bleedingbluemovie.com, coming out this summer. One of the projects of this team, changing the way people view police, and by the way, changing the black vote to us. You want to know who's responsible for moving a big percentage of those black people that now have doubled their support for Donald Trump? You're listening to his voice. Larry Elder, Alan West, Star Parker, Burgess Owens, many others out there doing the same thing. We're the reason that these people have finally said, you know what? I can get a backbone. They've been listening to me for 9 years say the same thing. You know what they write to me and say, Kevin, if you are nothing, you are consistent. If you're nothing else, you have never backed down. You don't back down. And you know what, man? You gave me strength. By the way, many of you white folks do that too. You write me the same letters. We are responsible for that number. And that number is going to double again. I'm telling you right now, because we have the projects to make that happen. And if you're listening to the sound of my voice and you are trying to figure out what to do with that little expendable money that Donald Trump gave you back, go to theblacksphere.net and donate to it. Or go to the bleedingbluemovie.com and you can donate to the movie. Because all of these projects have one singular mission in mind: truth. And that truth is the reason why we're able to make things happen and move these numbers, move the needle, if you will. Paul Sperry was talking about the FISA court documents in a tweet. Look, I don't need to go back through this stuff. It's been amazing to watch how the left has tried to play cover up. They've tried to blame Russians. They've tried to now make heroes out of people like Peter Strzok. I saw an article just recently where they tried to make Comey out to be a good guy. The FBI really liked him. A year ago, they did a thing with all the people, and they put in, they put all the FBI agents put in the thing that said, we really like Jim Comey. He's our friend. He's our buddy. That's what the MSNBC wrote this article, a puff piece for Jim Comey. I'm going to go into more detail in it another time. We're not going to have time today. They did the same thing with Peter Strzok. Oh, you know what? It looks like he was against Trump, but he was the reason why this happened with Hillary. They're trying to play the game. They're looking for any safe place to land. The leftists are. Because there is no safe place. They're corrupt to their rotten cores. And you stayed the course because you know what? We're not ideologues. We just want what's right. We've always asked for what's right. The Republicans, they green-lighted their own memo. They green-lighted the Democrats' memo. How many Democrats voted for the Republican memo? Bunch of naysayers. No, don't show that memo. We not only said show our memo, we said show theirs. Let the truth shine. They're liars. They're lying to you no matter what they tell you. And I'm not talking about it. I'm not trying to pit Democrat against Republican. I'm telling you, look for the liar and look for the truth. Because whatever side that lies on, I'm going to go to that side. That's what you would do too. I'm going to have to leave it there today, folks. Good talking to you.
He won't stop until he's the top-rated radio talk show host in America.
What kind of weird competitive freak are you?
This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.